All right, what is going on, everyone? Howdy, howdy. I know it's been a while since we did an Instagram live here. Happy New Year to everyone. What is going on, everyone? So, we're just going to be doing a quick live. We're going to be basically talking about the Freedom Revival that's going to be happening in San Diego this upcoming Saturday. I will be covering this event, and we're going to be joined here by the Rooted Wings community. Miss Brittany, she's going to be on here. How's it going, everyone? Oh, I see I'm still very heavily shadow banned. I just realized how many people we have on the live counter there. So we'll see here. But hopefully once we get rooted in here, we'll be able to get that number up here. Let's see here. All right, we got Sean here as well. Oh, I think there we go. That should be. Hey, how's it going, Sean? How are you, brother? Doing good, doing good. We're just waiting for Brittany here, and then we can go ahead and
Come on. Let's go, Britt.
there she is now. There we go. Nice. Okay. Okay. She should be getting here shortly.
Britt's in the house.
There we go. Hey.
We made it
going,
happen.
everyone?
You're at the jail.
Yes.
I know, it's crazy.
Can't believe it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm busting out of jail on this live. Praise
I
the
know.
Lord.
It has been crazy, dude. It has been really crazy. Like, it doesn't even notify my audience. It's kind of interesting. People keep telling me like we're not getting the notifications whenever you go live. So I was just kind of like crossing my fingers, like, hey, hopefully we can make this live happen because the censorship is just so out of control right now.
It is
But
miracle.
you know,
Well,
Sean,
we're here. We made it happen.
yeah, Sean, Britt, thank you so much, you guys, for hopping on. I've been paying attention to obviously this Freedom Revival that you guys were going to be having. I know you guys have been working so hard for this, Britt. My hat's off to you. You have so many hats. I'm always amazed by how much you're always doing at all times. So I always thank you for whenever you have the time. I know it's crazy. You kind of remind me of me back in 2018 election year when I sat in on Zooms like every day just trying to get like election stuff, you know. But but with that, I just kind of wanted to just immediately hand it off to you. I know you guys are both busy. Again, thank you for your time. For those of you tuning in, there is a Freedom Revival event that's going to be happening this Saturday in San Diego. So with that, Britt, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Yeah, well, we're hoping that anyone watching is going to be able to make it. It's honestly going to be an epic event. I have not been this excited about any rally in any event since all of this madness started, and the response to it has been nothing short of extraordinary. I mean, Sean, do you think has it blown off all of our expectations?
There's things that don't seem like they would be able to accomplish, but they have been. It's incredible.
It really is. And Sean, Sean and I go back to yelling at Nathan Fletcher in county building, all of those county meetings. And we are very aligned in our vision for our county, our cities, and our state, in seeing this as a battle between what is good and what is evil, and our responsibilities as Christians to not just step back and play the Christian role of let's pray and then like not engage in politics, but we see the responsibility as Christians to be the actual salt of the earth and to step into the fire. Ooh. And having someone who sees this on the same level and understands the realness of what is at stake and the spiritual warfare that is happening behind the scenes has been such an incredible gift to someone like me who, you know, going through everything for the last 2 years. You can feel like you're an island, right? Like that there's no one else who sees it the same way. but Sean does. And so I am so thankful for him. He is such like a solid brother. And when he discussed this Freedom Revival idea to me, gosh, was it like a month and a half ago, Sean?
Yeah,
It seems like forever ago. But it started out as just a spark of an idea. Yeah. And it was one of those like, hey, what do you think? Do you think we could get thousands of people to San Diego who are like-minded, who want to push back against what is dark and to pray for revival and to see revival come? And I was like, let's do it. Let's freaking go. And that's how this was born. And this really, we are so blessed to have an incredible dream team of leaders throughout California. There are about 20 of us who have poured in hours and hours and hours of time to make this revival, to bring it to life. You'd probably know a lot of the leaders who are involved in this, and they're like exceptional people who care about our state, who care about our nation, and who realize what is at stake. And rather than fleeing, they're going to engage and step in and see revival brought to our land. And there is nothing I know of like this happening in our country, which makes it so extraordinary that it's happening in San Diego. It's historic.
Yeah, I think, and I've kind of said this so many times, is that kudos to all the different states, and I'm sure there's a lot of freedom fighters everywhere, but you'll never see people fighting as hard as you will see in California. And I think that's why things are happening so big in California, is because I feel like we're one of the states that just has it the worst. New York, Hawaii probably, follow closely behind with some of the stuff that's kind of going on here on the medical side, and of course mandates and things for our children and stuff. So it doesn't surprise me in the least, just because people like yourselves and I, we've been in this fight for such a long time. We've helped organize, we've helped coordinate, we've helped kind of put people together, like-minded individuals that regardless of political party, have been able to come together and push back against this government here in California that's clearly overreaching, especially when you're now including children. That is when parents say, no más, no more of this. And so it's really great that you guys have both put together this event at the beginning of the year to kind of start California off in the right track. So why don't you talk a little bit more about like the event? How is it that you guys decided on the theme of it? What is the theme of it? And then what are you kind of hoping to accomplish as people kind of come to this event? Maybe some people are going to be new to this. I've had some people saying like, hey, have you heard of this? I'm like, yeah, absolutely I have. I'll be there myself. So just kind of maybe talk us through that, how you came about the theme of and what you hope to accomplish with this revival.
I'd love for Sean to share that, because Sean has breathed so much vision into this and has led us so well through this. So I'd love for Sean to share the whole vision, and then what we're hoping in terms of this not being the end, but this being a beginning, and a beginning for not only our state, but for our country. I'd love to for him to cast the vision so that the audience would know that this isn't the typical rally. This isn't the typical speakers are going to come and they're going to talk and it's going to be what you've heard 500 times, which, to be honest, I was getting burnt out on. And I felt like, not another event, not another rally. Like, we need something that's going to break through, and that's going to be something different and will actually affect change. So I'd love for Sean to share.
Yeah, that's so good.
That.
Through 2020 and 2021, where we've all been to something. If you're resisting this stuff and you're choosing not to wear a mask and you're not wearing a vaccine or getting the vaccine, then more than likely you've been to a rally. And at these rallies, you get this sense of unity. You get this sense of accomplishment, that you did something you've never done before. But there's something, you don't walk away with tools. You don't walk away with change, unless maybe the media picks it up, but most likely they're going to censor it, or most likely they're going to tell you at that rally you had only a fraction of the people turned up. And so we're trying to meet that need to recognize the rally itself is great, but it doesn't accomplish what we're attempting to accomplish, where we want change. We want people to show up one way and leave another way. We want them to show up confused and kind of hopeless, as many of us have been, and then walk away empowered and encouraged to know that we don't have to submit to fear. We are unified, that there are many of us that stand like arm to arm, and like the term silent majority, I think we've been speaking over ourselves that we're the silent majority for how long now? Why are we not the vocal majority? Why are we choosing not to be the moral majority or the
Yeah.
or the capable majority? Because those are
Yeah.
all capabilities which we have, as most of us are Christians. So the vision for Freedom Revival 2022 is we're going to bring politicians and activists and give them a section so that people who participate can go and get equipped. They're going to go and ask activist questions who've been in the game, and not just here in San Diego. So if you're coming from Ventura, if you're coming from Santa Barbara, if you're coming from Norco, you'll be able to have a representation at this event that'll tell you, hey, you want to get involved in school choice? We got you. You want to get involved in a recall effort? We got you. What do you want to do? We've got resources for you. You want to get PRA requests? We'll help you walk through that. How do you want to get involved? Because we know how to do it. We're going to give you resources. So that's one element. I mean, this event is so unique because it itself could be an event. But rather than just leaving that, we're going to expand on it to bring in pastors. So when we cast this vision of 50,000 people, we thought, man, how do you do that? And we thought maybe A-listers, how do you bring these people in that would draw in such a massive crowd? And as we started going through the list of who we wanted, we realized we want men and women who have been living out courage. We want men and women who have been bold, face of fear, but they chose to embrace it and then push through it. So we brought these 5 pastors in. Tim Thompson, who's the first pastor to get arrested. I think 300 guaranteed to him if he didn't close his church. Jurgen Matthesius refused to close his church. Cheon, he went to the Supreme Court and he won religious freedom across the nation. And then John Randall, who's been a force to be reckoned with. These individuals, they're going to show people that in the face of fear, we're not supposed to submit to fear, but we embrace it. We recognize fear. Just like I like to rock climb. I'm an outdoor guy. And when I rock climb, there's always moments where I'm on the cliff that my heart starts to race and I start to wonder, man, I think I could make an error here and fall. And in a fall, regardless if you have a rope or not, if you're lead climbing, they could be 20, 25 feet. And that's pretty extreme. It'll get you going. You can get hurt for sure. But the thing is, when you're climbing, when you engage in that fear, you push through it and you overcome that fear. And we want to challenge Christians to come face to face with that fear, push through it, because there's glory on the other side of that fear.
Amen. Britt, why don't you go ahead and just type in the the website where people can find more information. I'll pin it for the rest of the live. I want to honor both of you guys' time. I know we agreed to like 20 minutes, but if you just post that, I'll go ahead and pin it. But you're absolutely right in everything that you said, brother. I appreciate everything you said, and I think that what's going to be unique about this event is, like you said, it's going to be equipping people with the tools. I've been covering, anti-mandate protests since basically 2020. I went to the first one up in Sacramento at the state capitol, where there was thousands of people back in May of 2020 in California, people from all places. Let me see here. Let me just pin comments. Okay. There we go. So everyone, we have a pinned comment. That is where you can go for all information for this Saturday. If God willing, this is not going to be the only event, but of course we need people donating, and we need people supporting this so that we can go ahead and better equip these folks that are putting together these events to inform people and to kind of bring that message of hope. But yeah, you were absolutely right in everything that you said. We have to push through that barrier of fear to just kind of continue moving forward. And I think that what's unique is the speakers that you guys are bringing, like you said, these pastors that have been fighting these mandates, because more and more and more, it's so interesting because whenever I cover all these mandates and all these things that are happening, the one thing that I have seen is there's so much inconsistency. You would think that if it's settled science, then it'd be the same across the board, that we would have, consistency throughout all governors, throughout all local government municipalities, but it's just so inconsistent we're past 2 years into this pandemic, and we continue to hear, oops, we actually been giving people wrong advice on mask even. Things that are so simple, things that could have been measured, things that could have already been. And so that's why, people ask me, like, as a journalist, I can't believe that this. But we have to look at all the data. We have to look at everything that's happening. Look at who's being banned on social media. The literal inventor of the mRNA vaccine is being banned because he just won't conform. And so I think that events like this, you're absolutely right in that I, too, was kind of getting burnt out of the same message, the same kind of like format of these rallies that people are like, hey, this is like my fifth one, but it's kind of more of the same. And so I'm very, very excited for this one this Saturday. I'm very excited to see, that you guys are going to be providing these tools for that people, because it is election year here in California and across the nation. True change can effectively start now. People that need to look into their local community and see who's running for what school board positions. That's another big topic right now, is CRT, school boards, what's happening with our children at school and such. And so can you guys just kind of talk about that, as well as, we've talked about the theme of this event, what you hope to accomplish, but what do you hope in the long run people are able to grasp from this event? Like, we have election year. We have people that can still sign up and run for city school board, run for, city council, mayor, whatever it might be, to kind of instill that hope in them and that courage in them that, like, hey, if you don't run, no one else is coming to save you unless you put in the work, unless you decide to run and fill that position. So what do you guys see in 2022? What is kind of like that message to the audience, possibly people from across the world that are joining us right now to this live stream? What is that message for people to kind of get involved at the local level?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take it, and then I'd love for Sean to jump in.
We're chomping at the bit.
I just rode right over you. That's us. I love it. I think that something that when we discussed this event, what we wanted we didn't want it to just end on a mountaintop high. We wanted people to come out of it, yes, being inspired, yes, being challenged, but then picking up tools on the way out so that you can start to freaking dig into the ground. Because if you just go and you get inspired, you yell and you hold up signs, what good is that doing? We learned through the last 2 years that we have power drunk leaders who never should have been in office. And it's because we were lazy. It's because we were lazy and we thought they'll do that work. We'll just live our comfortable life. And look where it got us. This should be such a wake-up call for so many of us that we cannot abdicate our responsibility in our free land. And if we do, this is what we get. This is what it looks like in California. Are we liking it? Do we like having our lives dictated to where we're told that we have to get injections in order to be able to send our kids to school, that we have to have N95s on our kids in order for them to go to school? Like, no, and this is beyond science at this point. And that's why I'm so outspoken, because it's no longer following the science. This is now following cult thought is what it is. The science has left the building. And so what our intention is with this is to not go into the science and the data, because we really feel like that's archaic at this point. We know that we are no longer following the science and the data, which is why you're not going to come and you're not going to hear from doctors. You're not going to hear from data analysts. That's not what this is about. Rather, this is about the bigger picture, that this is a war on what is good. And this is an opportunity for free men and women to step into the ring and to learn how to get involved and to learn how to have our God-given freedoms and liberties restored. But it's going to take us doing the work. It's going to take us stepping into the ring. So yes, our hope is that people will come and be inspired, but then they'll also be equipped and they'll be connected in order to step into office and to run for sheriff and to do the things that are going to get us back on track.
Follow that. Gosh, that was
Sean,
amazing.
go ahead. I stole your thunder. Go for it.
All right. So
go, brother, go.
Because you just crushed it, and I'm so grateful because you just, the way you express things is perfect. But the one thing I want to say on top of that is we are fighting convenience and comfort as Americans and as the world. That if it's convenient and comfortable, they've been using that for everything. Security, your car. Think of it, and it's been selling this idea of convenience. Your iPhone, the iCloud, it's all about convenience. We're at a place where convenience is going to destroy us. We're selling out everything for convenience. It is far more convenient to have a politician tell you what to do than to get involved and find out how it works and then stand morally to recognize the system's broken. Much more convenient to just complain on social media than actually do something. So we want to address that and recognize we have to step out of convenience. And that's where liberty rests. You know, there's a quote from the 1770s when they were discussing the American Revolution. And the idea was that the colonies were so free. It was the freest nation on the planet was the colonies. And when they decided to take on the strongest nation on the planet, what was recognized is they love liberty so much, sacrifice everything for it. I'm asking that question about Americans and people around the world today. How much do you love liberty? Or do you love liberty? Or is it so convenient to sit at home on computers or on our smartphones and just entertain ourselves that we're allowing liberty to just dwindle away? And we're standing in the gap to re-inspire people, to show them that liberty is worth it. Liberty is what's necessary to be able to produce what we have produced, and it's convenience that will destroy it. So I recommend right now, this is something you can do to prepare for the event. Cold showers. Take a cold shower. It sucks. And I'm not saying start with the water on. I'm not talking hot water, cold water. I'm saying cold shower. Turn the water on cold and shower up. That's what liberty tastes like, because it sucks. It's uncomfortable. Your body starts to, your breathing gets all weird, but give it a second because it's good. It's good for you. That discomfort is good for you. And then fasting. Go without food. Don't eat for a day. It's so uncomfortable. You'll see your habit to go into the pantry and grab food. That's what it's like right now on social media. That's what we're doing with the news.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing with our relationship to these products that we've been attached to, is we need to realize that we've been going back to them over and over again, and it's going to destroy us. Therefore, we've got to cut it off. We got to find liberty again, do something crazy.
And we can see the hunger for it. That's what we've been so, like, Sean and I have been so encouraged in seeing how this has grown so quickly. I mean, 30 days of planning, we just hit over 50% of our goal of over 25K in like less than a week. God stories and all of that, things that were impossible. And I remember having a call with Sean and a couple of the other leaders and being like, if this thing pans out, if we can get to our goal, if we can get 50% of our goal, we will be singing like the praises of the Lord, because this is impossible. But just seeing the steps of faith and the response to those steps of faith in this has been, we've seen the hunger of the community and then God meeting us in that place. And we truly feel like we are standing in the gap for our nation, for our state, for our counties, that this battle of good and evil is hitting a climax in San Diego, and we get to be a part of it. And call me crazy, but I'm excited for that. I never felt more alive than being here in this place and contending for this place. That's biblical. It says contend for the place that you are placed. And that's what we're doing. We are actively engaging, and we're saying it's time to wake up. Like Sean said, time to take a cold shower. It's time to wake up and step in and be free. We are free. If we're behaving as if we don't own the inheritance that we have. And that's wrong. We're in the wrong to behave this way. So it's time that we correct course. It's 2 years of this. It's time that we regain our land, our freedom, our liberty, and that we do it in the right way. And that's what Freedom Revival is all about. It's the beginning of going back to the way things were supposed to be and actively engaging, not just being inspired, but learning how to have the tools and the equipment to actually make change. So it's going to be an incredible, incredible event. We are so excited, and we're expecting a massive turnout of people. So if you're coming, make sure you get there early, because parking will most likely fill up. But don't let that deter you. Find a parking spot, walk a few miles, walk a few blocks. San Diego is beautiful this time of year. It's worth flying in if you can afford a plane ticket to get in. It's going to be the event that you don't want to live stream. I get asked that a lot. So is it going to be live streamed? I don't want to answer. I want you to get there. Be there. You need to be there. You need to be with the people. You need to be worshiping with us. Our worship, we didn't even talk about that. Let me tell you, we had a Zoom call last night until when, Sean? Midnight, with our team that's leading the worship. It's going to be insane. Like, and you need to be there for it. This isn't the thing to live stream. This is the thing to show up for. It's going to be so good. And we want you there. Free to the public, 12 to 5, January 8th, Waterfront Park, most beautiful location in San Diego. And tons of food trucks. So come hungry, stay all day, bring your family. It's going to be epic, and you need to be there.
Yeah, and I think that you guys hit it right on the nail, is that I think that for too long, even as Christians, we have been very comfortable. We want to do everything from like the comfort of our chair at home. And one of the things that I've learned, and you're absolutely right about this, Britt, is there's nothing like being there.
Mm.
There is nothing better than looking around and seeing like, I am not alone, actually. The media continues to lie to me, saying that it's few of us, that we're crazy. But then you have conversations with these people. These people are firefighters. These people are policemen. This is your brother, your sister, your cousin, your dad, your mom. Like these are common sense folks. I've met immigrants from other countries that are like, there's something very wrong here. Immigrants that have come up to me in person and says like, Anthony, thanks for all the reporting you do. I need to tell you, I am coming from a communist torn country. This is exactly what it looked like when communism was starting to get instilled into and there's no better way, I believe, than equipping people. It's not about equipping one person and giving that person all the resources. It's about equipping and resourcing thousands and thousands of people, because only then will we no longer be fooled by one or two people doing things with very wrong intentions. If you can restore that faith, that fight into Christians and people alike, not everyone at these events are Christians, and I understand that, but I will say an overwhelming majority are people of faith, is if we can arm those people with that confidence again, there is nothing that we cannot achieve. Nothing, absolutely nothing, because our God is a God of miracles, and he can overcome anything, any mountain. And it's so interesting because a while back I was talking to a very strong conservative leader, and this person told me, God is not done with California. And I don't think that change will necessarily start at a political level, but I think that it will start at a grassroots level. It'll start with the people first. People's minds and hearts need to be revamped with the gospel, with the word of God, instill that fear of God, not the fear of government, into these people. And that is when true change will come to the land that is California. And I love it here. And I really love it here. Britt, you and I, Sean, I'm sure you feel exactly the same way. I don't want to have to leave my state. I'd much rather be a frontline warrior, be out there promoting foremost the gospel, because nothing is more important than the gospel. And then the second message is a message of truth, is we don't have to live in fear. The scientists are wrong. They've been wrong. We can take things under advisement, but it should be up to us whether we decide to make these choices on behalf of ourselves and our children. But with that, for everyone following, again, I want to honor you guys' time. If you guys click on the little arrow, you guys can go ahead and check out Sean Frederickson's profile. You can follow him there. You also have Rooted Wings. She's got an amazing community of activists and warriors. Both of them do, actually. But with that, just a final message from you guys before Saturday.
I'm going first.
Whatever you'd like to share with anyone before we log off.
I love this.
You beat me to it.
There was amidst hardship is where glory rises. It needs to be hard, and it's hard enough right now in California to do something. And there's no place in America that I would rather be. I checked out Idaho. I went to Texas. I was scanning out property. I was looking, like, I got family. I got 3 kids. And I was thinking, man, babe, we got to get out of here. And then the Lord hit me and said, I didn't make you a coward. And it hurt. But I pushed in. And I'm calling on you guys. Push in. Do something that scares you. For this is the time. This is where heroes are made. And we, all of us, you, viewers, we're heroes. Because we're going to do something courageous.
Yeah, and I would say that there are millions of us. I think that that's one of the beauties of coming to Revival, Freedom Revival, is the reality is that we are not an island, and it can feel that way. They want you to feel that way. That's why the censoring is so strong, because if they can silence us, you feel like an anomaly, and you're not. There are so many of us. And not only that, but freedom is a gift that's given to us by the Creator. It's not given to us by government. It's an inalienable right that we have placed inside of us. And once we have realized that and stepped into that, we get to behave as the free people that we are. But we need to know where freedom comes from. And in the presence of the Lord, in the spirit of the Lord, that's where freedom begins. Not in government, not in the government telling you that you get to be free if you participate in a medical experiment. You get to be free if you show me your papers. That's not what our founders had in mind when they claimed this land. And they claimed this land based on the inalienable rights that are given to us by a creator. And it's time, it's past time we start behaving in that, or we are going to lose this country. We're on the precipice. And so Freedom Revival is that opportunity for us to step in and say, there's no more looking back. There's no more behaving as fearful sheep. This is the time that we step in as free men and women, because we know freedom flows from our God, our creator, and we are going to behave in that. We're going to act boldly. We're going to speak without fear, and we're going to act as the brave, free men and women that we are. So that's why it's so important for you to be here at Freedom Revival, to not stream it in, but to be here on January 8th. It's going to be an incredible, incredible event, and it's one that you need to be here for. And I know, Anthony, you're going to be here. You have all access on January 8th, so you'll be here. We're, like Sean said, Rob McCoy, John Randall, Trimino, Sheriff Bianco, Michael Safert of Public Square. The lineup is solid, you guys. It's one of those things that you don't do FOMO. Don't miss it and then wish you would have been. Just get down here. Bring a friend, bring your family, and ways that you can help us right now. We need to hit our goal. So we are 50% out. It's amazing how quickly we've built to the 50% we've hit. That covers literally the event. We are not taking a dime. We are not making a dime off of this event. We have invested countless hours and resources into making this happen so it can be free for the public. But things cost money: stages, bathrooms. We've had such amazing wonder stories with donors stepping in and giving us just incredible discounts, but it still costs a ton of money. So the funding is huge. If you can give $5, if you have a business guru that can give us the next 25K, we'll take it. freedomrevival.org, you can donate. And then also we're looking for day of volunteers. It's all hands on deck. So if you can come and you can help, we need all the volunteers that we can get, if that's something that you can do. And then lastly, we need you to spread the word. If you go to our website, there is a resource tab where you can download some beautiful graphics, and you can do what I did with my 2 kids yesterday. We drove around some areas that we thought you guys need to show up to Freedom Revival. And I had my kids jump out and paste the Freedom Revival. I don't know if it's legal or not, but I had them paste the Freedom Revival. No, I didn't paste it. I taped it. They taped these up. Sean, don't get me in trouble. But they taped them up to mailboxes, you know, like those big where everyone in the neighborhood goes. So everyone's going to see them. We put them in cars. We handed them to the cafes that are friendly in town, and then we pinned them on the Starbucks sneakily. But do things that make you uncomfortable to be a part of this. Everyone has a role that they can play. So those are 3 practical ways that you can participate. If you're not in California, please share our posts and get the word out, because we want this to be historic in numbers. We want everyone who can be here to be here. Did I just wear you out from how much I just talked in like a very short amount of time? I'm good at that.
No, you're good. Yeah, we were made for such a time as this. Absolutely. Well, hey, you know, Sean, Britt, thank you so much for hopping on. This live stream will be saved, so if you guys want to share the link, anyone watching, of course, I'll be sharing this across all my social media so people can kind of tune in. Remember, guys, all this stuff is grassroots. They're not taking a dime from corporate America or pharma or anything like that. Everything is grassroots. So if you guys can please, like Britt said, $5, $10, even if you're coming. If you're not coming, please, any amount helps. freedomrevival.org, or you can follow them both. But I want to again thank you both.
One last thing,
yeah,
I'm
go
going
ahead.
to interrupt you real quick. Stand up again, Sean. That sweet swag that Sean's wearing right now, we have available for pre-sale. I think it's a is it a $5 savings right now, Sean? Yeah, so if you order it now, you pick it up at the event to make it super streamlined and easy, and you get a discount on it, and it helps us because we get that money right away instead of waiting until the event. So those shirts are sweet. They are 100% made in America, cotton's grown in America, printed in America. We paid a pretty penny for those, and we hope that you guys will support us by getting some of those. They're awesome. So that's another way that you can start wearing it around. Well, actually, you won't wear it around until after the event, but you can buy it now, support us now, pick it up at the event. Those are some ways that you can help. We really, can you tell how much we want you guys to be a part of this? It's going to be awesome.
You could get a 510
Awesome.
on a regular hat, and we got beanies. Check it out.
It's going to be good.
All right. Well, again, thank you so much, Sean and Britt, for hopping on. God bless you guys. Going to continue to pray for that ministry of Freedom Revival. I know it won't be the first. I know God will continue to use both of you and your platform. So, again, thank you both for being such warriors and on the front line. I will see you guys Saturday, Lord willing.
See you at the revival. Thank you so much, Anthony.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one. All right.